didn't want to talk about
It's
it.
not something that's easy to talk about.
What it wasn't. It will be more palatable to talk about right now. And in case you didn't know, there was an incident on Thursday, Monday night football, with Demar Hamlin. Like we discussed it as a group, between the four of us that do this channel and podcast, and it was very difficult to watch and to stomach, because like all of us have been a part of like some sort of sport or some sort of brotherhood or some sort of like, and that was one point to where like all the jokes went out the window, and it was bigger than football. It was bigger than a team that you root for. It was about the man, not even the player. It was about the man that was on the field, and it was a man down, and it was. I don't know, like this kind of taking me back to it. I got chills right now just talking about it. But I'll speak for myself first. Like when I first saw everything go down, the first thing I thought was like, like I'll walk you through it. Like the first thing I thought was, it wasn't even a bad hit. That it was almost routine when I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I was like, did he get woozy? What happened? Yeah. I didn't know. Like, and then as they cut back, I knew it was much more serious, and I was like, oh my God, like something bad is transpiring here. And then more time goes by, and I'm reading the players' reactions on the field, notably like Josh Allen, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Joe Burrow, the two coaches that came to the field. Like I was like, okay, this isn't. Because we've all seen Shazier, we've seen things like that, and it's still hey, let's get the player, get the man off, like load it on, make sure he's at least stable, and get him off the field. You may get the thumbs up or get the like, hey, he's gonna be okay. Game resumes. What we saw was unprecedented, because it doesn't typically go down that way, and. When I saw the players' reactions, when I saw them, like, and it looked like they were conversing as to, what do we do?
Yeah, because, nothing like that's ever never really happened before. I mean, I'll come out and say it. That man died on that field for a while. He legitimately died. No, he lived. His heart stopped. He legitimately died on that field. And that's not something you can just, let me just flip to, page 10 of the rule book and see what we got to do. That's not something that you can just up and do.
Especially for the players and everybody on the other, like his other teammates and comrades that were out there with him, like what do they do? Like when they see a dude that's fighting for his life, and somebody helping him fight for his life.
Well, my thing is football. Really any contact sport. There's always some kind of expected injury of some sort. You got torn ACLs, broken bones, those kind of things. Like it comes with the nature of the job, if you will.
Absolutely. With the territory.
Yeah, like so the players sign up for that, kind of knowing that there's something that could possibly happen to me. At no point in time do any of these players ever realize that I could be fighting for my life on the field. Like that's not something they're signing up for.
Right.
And what's crazy is what happened to Demar Hamlin could technically happen to anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it was literally a freak incident.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading some things and watching some videos and stuff like that, and some doctors were saying like these are things that what happened to him are some of the things that they only read about in books. They don't ever actually expect to come across it in their lifetime.
I was reading an article and they said that particular thing, it happens maybe 20 times a year. So you got to think, the 6.5 billion people
on the planet,
maybe 20 of them will have that in 1 year.
That's crazy.
And it has to happen within milliseconds. Like,
yes.
The way they were explaining it is like it takes the right amount of trauma or force to the chest and the heart to have to go through a certain electrical circuit that it goes through on a normal basis, but it has to happen at the exact right time, and it says it takes milliseconds. It has to be in this exact window for it to happen. So like for all those things to come into play,
there's nothing you can do to prevent that.
No.
It's a freak accident. So
and going
and T. Higgins should just be like understand that is not his fault.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I understand.
I can imagine what he's feeling
exactly
as far as that goes, because that kind of responsibility to have, like knowing that you not necessarily contributed to it, but I mean you were a part of what happened to Demar Hamlin.
I do think there's some horrible people out there because that man was getting death threats for like 2 or 3 days,
which blows.
That's completely
blows my mind that you would even fix your face to try to blame another man for like something like that. And they were like, oh well, he did this and he did like he lowered his and he did. Yeah, that's what you do when you play football. Yeah, it's a hardcore contact sport.
Exactly.
That is just what happens. Like, all right. Let's just say, like any game that we watch, if somebody gets hurt, like, oh, it's all his fault because he lowered it and he tried to get the extra yard. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Like, so I wouldn't at no point blame that dude, blame that man for doing what he did. Like it was, like I said, it was routine.
That's what I'm saying. Like we've seen some big hits
mm-hmm.
on playing. I mean, even playing football. In high school and stuff, like I've been a part of big hits. Like those big hits when they happen. The crowd reacts to it. The players react to it. Like at no point in time did anybody think that was a major hit. It was just a routine tackle.
Yeah,
routine. Yes.
So,
and to move forward into what we're talking about, as far as Demar Hamlin, he is making a recovery.
Yes.
As far as like what's today? January 7th.
Yes.
He is making a recovery. They did take the breathing tube out. Like he's conversed with his teammates.
I read some reports that he actually attended a team meeting through video.
Yes. Okay.
He attended, and so the Bills are actually going to end up. They've already released their jerseys for Sunday's game tomorrow. They're all supporting number 3. They've got the patch on.
Okay.
On all their jerseys and everything, but yeah, he attended a team meeting through video. I think it was yesterday. So I mean, he's getting there for sure.
Yeah, I'm really glad of all the other players, like not even just on the Bills or the Bengals that have come out and done a lot of stuff. There was one I don't remember the exact player's name. I believe he actually plays for the Ravens now, but he used to play for the Bills. He actually went up to the hospital, and he actually paid the cafeteria bill for all the doctors, the nurses, the family, the players from the Bills that were at the hospital. Because I mean, there's been players that haven't even left the hospital yet. He paid all of that for everybody, just to help somebody out a little bit. Because that's not something you plan financially for. You can't plan for that.
No, I mean,
and that can get expensive. So
yeah, I mean. He hasn't Hamlin hasn't really gotten that contract yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he's still in his rookie deal. Yeah.
He's making good money, but he's not. I mean, you got to think about his mom too, who's
that's about to bring me to a point.
To support that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a point I want to make right now.
Yeah. I will still say, and huge kudos to like the Cincinnati fans that showed up to the hospital.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just because they knew what transpired on the field, like just the reaction of like when the players were walking off the field, like everybody, like you could have heard a pin drop.
Yeah.
Like in that stadium, and that was just from TV. Like it was like everybody was silent because they knew what was going on. And then the fans that showed up. I mean, whether you were a fan of either side or any other, I saw other jerseys there from people from other teams that showed up to
just want to watch a football game.
Yeah, and I meant like even at the hospital, they showed up at the hospital in other other Steelers jerseys, and they were just like, hey, I know I can't go in, but like I'm here to pay my respects. Like, and I was just like, wow, like that was huge to me. That was huge.